Okay, so this is gonna be dominant part 2. So to really get into why I really like the dominant chord is because to explain the dominant, I said the dominant chord is the bedrock of gospel, blues, jazz, and a lot of other genres. But it's really important for gospel, blues, and jazz. The reason why is because there's another theory in it that's called the tritone, right? And the tritone is that sound that just takes it to a whole nother level. This is the tritone. So our dominant is gonna be our tritone out of that is gonna be our major third and our minor seventh. That sound right there. So Jay, what you're gonna want to do is you want to get used to playing that sound with your left hand. You want to play it with your left hand. Watch, I'm gonna give you an example. You gonna love the way it sounds. So let me explain the science behind it. So the way you get that tritone sound is, now here's the thing. When I said that your major third and your minor seventh, that's how you get the tritone for your major. For C major? But all these chords all have different tritones, right? And like your diminished chord, even though I'm playing in C, I'm gonna use other chords diminished, right? Like we use A flat diminished. We use D flat diminished. It's gonna be the same thing with the tritones. You're gonna use other chords tritones. So the way you find it is it's always gonna be 3 tones, 3 whole tones away. I didn't explain this in the simple version just because I didn't want to make it too complicated. I already explained 2 completely different ways to describe your distance between your notes, your intervals, and different things like that. I'll come back to them and I'll teach them this as well. But you have what's called tones and semitones. That's another term that they're going to use. And all that is a tone is a whole step away. So a whole step is a major step away. A half step is those minor. So minor, whole step, minor, whole step. And you find it's going to be 3 tones away. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. So if we start here, 1 whole step, 2 whole steps, 3 whole steps, and you play those 2 together, right? The reason why you needed to know the dominant is because that's going to tell you what your bass is. Start with that chord, and then you could just play the tritone out of it. So you take away the first note and the third note, you're left with the tritone. I like to play it like this. I think that's what I hate that they call it the devil's interval. I hate that, but I guess that's why, because it's easy to play like that. I like to play it like that. The reason you do it like that is because it lets you know what bass note it works with. So yeah, that's the sound that it gives you, right? And like I said, it works as a good middle. So if we end the song, so say it's we end the song. And it sounds better than just going like that's a little like it, that kind of is a little jarring. It takes you kind of away from like this because you're trying to establish a mood. You got a mood and you're trying to establish it and everything like that. You don't want to just kind of you want to flow into whatever you're doing. So I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So that's your tritone. So let me kind of speed this up so I'm not taking too long because we already done with 5 minutes. So, oh man, I'm gonna have to throw something else advanced in there. Okay, so you have what's called the circle of fifths. I'm not gonna get deep into it, but what you can basically do is you memorize this progression to your 4, to your minor 7, to your minor 3rd, to your minor 6, to your minor 2nd, to your minor 3rd. Excuse me, that is, I had that all backwards. That is not your minor 3rd. Excuse me. Your root note, perfect 4th, minor 7, minor 3rd, minor 6, minor 2nd, minor 4th, your major 7th, your major 3rd, major 6th, major 2nd, perfect 5th. All right. You say, what am I? You say, what am I supposed to do with that? Well, if you look at it, you're familiar with part of it. You usually don't play the whole thing, right? So this is how you start out. But you are used to this one. Sometimes we'll start there, sometimes we won't. So you may not look familiar here, but you do know this. Right? So here's the cool thing with the tritone, right? The tritone corresponds with those notes. Because you remember, like I said, that's your dominant, right? You can kind of do like that. But look how the tritone works out. It could just drop. You could do something like this. I gotta mess it up along the way, but hold on. And you see how it already has that blues sound to it and everything like that? I'm gonna have to give you one more video. The reason why I want you to really hear this in action, because I've been throwing this in recently. It's crazy, because remember we was talking about playing notes with our left hand. This kind of tells you what you can play with that left hand and kind of spice up the sound and everything like that. Because what I found is once you start learning this stuff, I play better without the bass split. And that's why I really want I want to work with these guys, train us a bass player, because when you can stop playing it and start playing things, I'm gonna give you an example after this. I'm gonna split the video up one more time. But when you start employing that, you could either play the whole major note over there when the song is major, but you start using that tritone, right? So remember, our circle went like this, right? So all I did was go to the 4th. You don't have to use that whole thing. It's just kind of like a roadmap, right? So that lets me know if I can go I get that sound. What if my song is going from the 1 to the 4, 4 to the 1, 1 to the 4, 4 to the 1. I know I could. That's using it in a basic way, right? But what if I let the left play that? And then I just play the major chord. Because remember that dominant, the full thing, is just a major chord with a 7 added, with a flat 7. So I can just play a regular major. This is just C major inverted. I just inverted. I took these two and I dropped them down here. Just makes it easy to go like this. I play the inversion when I play like this sometimes. And we wanna, that's one thing, I was following the Sean Wilson videos. We wanna practice our inversions because it gives you more options. It's kind of like if he was playing What a Mighty Ya. Nah. No, the different stuff like that. It gives me different options when I learn those inversions. So that's what I've been practicing recently. He's like, learn your inversions. So that's what I've been doing with different stuff. Some stuff I already knew that he's teaching. Some stuff I'm kind of adding to what I know, to what I already knew, or some stuff is being explained like I didn't know why it worked, but now I know why it works. I got one more video for you showing it like in action, why you really wanna play around with that tritone, learn the diminished and that tritone. See, it goes crazy because that's a diminished chord right there. That's a diminished. We used to playing that one. We usually do it for like dominant. That's another dominant. I just flipped. I just kind of inverted it. That's the way you're supposed to look at it, right? And it's got that, what do you call it? It's got that, what do you call it, tritone. If I flip it, it's the same thing. So it's like going like this. Right? And then we come up. That's that diminish. And then I could just play a regular C over the 1. Or another way to find your dominant is I don't want to throw too much stuff in right now. We'll go later on we'll talk about drop chords and everything like that. Love drop chords too. Drop chords go crazy. But this is just when you drop different notes out and add it to the bass and everything like that. Or you cannot add it to the bass. Sometimes I just don't add it to the bass. Reason I bring that up is because another way to find your dominant sound is to play your regular chord. And if I want to take the root out, I just drop the root 2 semitones. It gives me the same sound. I'm just not playing my root, right? That's why I said this is advanced. If y'all beginners are watching, don't worry if you don't understand. This is it's really a lot, really, really fast. So I gotta break this video up. Hold on one second.